Three deep lessons from the story of the widow's mites. The story of the widow's mites in the Bible is quite an interesting one. In this video, I have highlighted three reflective lessons from the story. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Lord knows your situation. This seems obvious. However, it doesn't always seem to register firmly in our consciousness. Jesus said, "This poor widow hath cast more in, she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living." The question is, how did Jesus, who had never met the woman before, know that she was a widow and was poor? How did he know that what she cast in was all that she had? He knew all that because he is the Lord. He knows all things. He sees all things. He knows what everyone is going through. Oftentimes, we face a lot in life and we wonder, is God seeing me at all? Is God aware of what I'm going through? Is God seeing my suffering? He is, beloved. No matter what you may encounter in life, never for a minute accept that notion that God isn't aware of the circumstances bedeviling you. He knows. Always find solace in the fact that He knows all about you and He hasn't forgotten you. Keep trusting Him and all will be well. Number 2. Giving your all impresses God more than giving a lot. In giving all the money she had, the widow showed a great example of devotion and faith. What she demonstrated more, however, is the fact that she was wholly given to the Lord already, such that there was nothing more she couldn't give Him, even if it was her last coins. And this is actually what God desires. He wants all of you and not a lot of you. That's why scriptures say that He died for all, so that those who live should no longer live for themselves, but for Him who died for them and was raised. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 15. So, when we bring a lot of money to the Lord and we are not saved, He isn't impressed. He wants you first, then everything you have, you acknowledge as His, to the point that there is nothing you cannot part with, no matter how small or big, even if it's your last or your all. You see, Jesus was more impressed by the widow's paltry gift than the largesse that the rich brought, because He knew that in her heart she had relinquished all already, and she displayed it. Number 3. Be committed to God in spite of your situation. Based on her condition, if there was anyone that had no business being at the temple on that day, it was that poor widow. To take it a step further, she had no business joining the procession to give a dime, let alone her all. She probably had no idea where the next meal, money, or piece of clothing would come from. Yet, she didn't consider all that strong enough to deter her from attending the worship or giving an offering. You see, our commitment to God should not be dependent on feelings, mood, or circumstances. If our commitment to Him wavers with situations of life, we may eventually miss out on what God is planning for us. We don't know all things. We don't have all the details. Only God does. Our inability to have all the information makes it necessary that we stay true to Him who has all the pieces and fit them together. What other lessons have you learned from this story? Please share in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel.